You're listening to the Money Mike syndicated radio show. We're going to keep you up to date and current in all sports. We'll make sure you're aware of everything in corporate and enterprise business. And most of all, we'll share with you how to make a little more money as we cover the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. All colleges, and you stay tuned for the Money Mike syndicated radio podcast. Good morning to you. How's everybody doing this morning? It's a beautiful day. I'm going to start you on your way. WNBA had the draft yesterday, and everything kind of went out as planned. Obviously, Clayton Clark, number one pick. Angel Reese is going to be heading on up to Chi-Town. So everything kind of made its day yesterday. And I was looking through it, and I said, okay, the women's game, the Final Four, everything reached a peak. And it made me kind of look back at a little bit of history of what's been there. And then I kind of heard Cathy Engelbert and talk about she wants to do an expansion. She wants to bring in new teams, new areas. And for Cathy Engelbert, man, oh man, you're missing a mark on one city. That's Sacramento. That's where the Oakland A's are going to play, and I think they're going to find a home in Sacramento. But WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, here's what she pronounced. She's looking at expansion areas of Philadelphia, Toronto, Portland, Oregon, Denver, Nashville, and South Florida. So she's got her eye on certain markets in certain cities. But there's one market, the WNBA, and I've been on this for a minute. I'm going to tell you, she's missing. She's missing the Sacramento market. And let me tell you why you're missing that Sacramento market. You know, the Sacramento Monarchs were owned by the Sacramento Kings owners, the Maloofs. Maloofs did a great job bringing them in and lifting the Kings to the highest height in the WNBA, in the NBA, excuse me. But they also had the Sacramento Monarchs and Ruthie, Bolton, Pam McGee, lots of superstars. And Ruthie's still in Sacramento today. And Cathy Engelbert, you got an ambassador there in Ruthie Bolton. But here's where I'm going. So the Maloofs kind of overextended themselves, and kind of like Jerry Buss, if you looked at the Laker legacy, as they got overextended, they had to offload some assets and kind of go down in a different direction and everything that wasn't making money. Now, here's the deal with that. When the Kings were rolling, the Monarchs were rolling, the WNBA is trying to target and get the attendance moving in the right direction. Now, the Monarchs, they won the WNBA championship. And here's where Money Mike is going with this, folks, is when you get a situation like this and you get it moving in the right direction, the Sacramento Monarchs, at the time that they decided to go in a different direction, the Maloofs, the owners of the Sacramento Kings at that time, they went ahead and decided they're going to close down the franchise. The Sacramento Monarchs are averaging 8,000 fans. 8,000 fans in attendance each and every game. Currently, the WNBA is averaging about 6,600 fans, and they've awarded a franchise into the Bay Area. Okay, and that's what Money Mike, as we look at the money flow, that's a startup. You're going to have to pour a lot of money into that. The city of Sacramento's got its own airport. It's got its own hub. And when you deal in something like this, the mayor of Sacramento needs to step in. I mean, this doesn't make any sense to me. But Sacramento is the hotbed. And as far as the women's grassroots basketball and the kids and the high school basketball, there is no bigger spot than Sacramento. Okay, and the reason I know this is all the people that have participated. You got some intelligent people, and the women's game in Sacramento is a sellout. Here's where Money Mike's going. Cathy Engelbert, you need to give us some petitions, and you need to let us sell some season tickets, and let us show you what Sacramento can do for the WNBA. And here's where I'm going with that, folks. You know, you'll take a Chelsea Gray, down there in Las Vegas. But Chelsea Gray, came out of Sacramento Future, out of Sacramento, California. Okay, and that's Coach Felita and Coach Shee. I give you your flowers, Myron, Lester, Sean, Sean over there with JBS. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Okay, Coach K out there coaching at Delta. Man, you know, Cathy Elgerbert, you need to come on down and visit the city of Sacramento. But while you're here, let us take you up to Folsom. Okay, let us take you on up to Folsom so you can get a better idea. And after we get through Folsom, we're going to go on up to Granite Bay. Let's take you up there and let's visit around and let you see what you got down here. Because when it gets to the city of Sacramento, and we're not talking about just the city of Sacramento, we're talking about Citrus Heights, you're talking about Elk Grove, California. I mean, you got an impact of fans, you got an impact of AAU basketballs going on, you got an impact of women's high school basketballs going on. And I'm telling you, when we reach 8,000 fans, and currently the WNBA is getting approximately 6,600 fans in the seats, we already got you beat, Cathy Elgerbert, and we're trying to talk to you because here's the deal. You have to look at the market of Sacramento completely different, okay? We don't have the traffic space. We don't go through the piles up, and we've got a vital city that has moved in the right direction. Now, I get it. You know, you got the Golden One Center there, and I tell you what, the Golden One Center would welcome a WNBA team. And at the end of the day, you know, this thing needs to get another look because, of course, you not only got Yuba City surrounding, you go all the way up to Chico, you go all the way up to Redding, California, you go all the way up to Reno, Nevada, and the Sierra Mountains. You got a whole lot of basketball fans, and I mean women's basketball fans that are surrounding the city of Sacramento. Now, here's the deal. You're asking us to go on down there all the way down and see the Bay Area, but you got Davis, California is right next to it. You got Dixon. There needs to be a hard look. And let me tell you, when you got Chelsea Gray, you know, from Sacramento, then you got my girl Sharice Green is the AAU governor. You know what, Cathy Elgerbert, you need to sit down with the AAU governor, Sharice Green, and have her talk to her a little bit about what's going on, because she's not only the governor here, but she's also the governor in Hawaii. That's right, folks, in Hawaii. So there's a lot of smart people, and I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of smart people that can bring this franchise and put it together. And, you know, we're not a startup franchise in Sacramento. We've been there. We've done it already. We're just going to do it again. And this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're brought to you and powered by Fanatics. And the reason I'm touching on this, you know, Kevin Johnson used to be the mayor of Sacramento. And man, oh man, did Kevin Johnson get things moving and going. He can get this one done too. And you got a whole lot of celebrities that are in Sacramento, California, and will support this. I think the WNBA commissioner needs to run a poll. I think the WNBA commissioner needs to open up and say test the market of Sacramento, because, you know, by the time you get all the way up to Chico, California, and you got Sierra Nevada Brewery, okay, and that was started out the owner of Chico at Chico State University, you know, Grossman, Ken Grossman. That's a billionaire up there in Chico, okay? And Ken Grossman, man, Sierra Nevada, if you've never been here, and you got Aaron Rodgers, MVP out of Chico, California, and the basketball that they play here. You got Courtney up there with the NorCal Ducks that are coaching her. Courtney Bobbinger, Mitch Bobbinger, NorCal Ducks. There's a surrounding force, okay, of basketball in Northern California. And we don't need to go all the way down to the Bay Area or take the tax revenue out of Sacramento or Northern California and send it down to the Bay Area. I believe two franchises can be vital. I believe it will help the WNBA. And you also got Gabby Williams, who came through the grassroots of Sharice Green. So you've got a lot of people that are here. Okay, you got Sean Hadnot coming out of the Bay Area, but, you know, you got the JBS program. There's so much basketball. And, folks, I go all the way back to basketball town, and I didn't see a lot of basketball up here in the city of Sacramento, okay? I mean, I've seen enough to get the EYBL and make a phone call, get the EYBL, and thanks to contribution from Marco Olivier, the Oakland Soldiers. He brought that in, and Nike brought all their girls in, and, man, it was beautiful. So this market is different. This market is a market that is scalable. This market can produce you 10,000 fans a night, and this market does not need to be overlooked. We need to really make an understanding that there's a whole lot going on, and you've got an ambassador sitting right there in Ruthie Bolton. Okay, Olympic gold medalist, played for the Sacramento Monarchs. She knows the history, and folks, we need to look at this again. We understand all things are possible to those who believe, and we know that we can achieve greater heights. But the WNBA overlooking the city of Sacramento, that is not something that we're going to allow. Money Mike's going to keep following the money flow, and if you want to hit a home run with a target audience, because that's what it's all about. If you're going to market into something, you want to make sure you got a target audience there, and the target audience is in the city of Sacramento. Okay, like I said, and we're producing college athletes. We've got a whole lot of young women that have went on and played Division I, Division II college basketball with master's degrees. And from a women empowerment standpoint, those young ladies can get in there and win that franchise for the city of Sacramento. They can run it, okay? So I'm not trying to just throw something out there as an idea. I just think when they came in and how Adam Silver came in to see the Sacramento Kings owner, he overlooked. And I'll tell you right now, the WNBA is overlooking a market. Okay, that's a viable market. It's a growing market. And if you want to look at all the building and development around Sacramento, man, and the airport been redesigned to handle the traffic. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're coming to you powered by Fanatics, but this is the real deal. The Maloofs had to change, and they had to downsize. It wasn't because of the fans. It was because they needed to reduce their assets to hold on to the Sacramento Kings. So let's relook at this. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. I understand Philly, Toronto, Portland, Oregon, Denver, Nashville, and South Florida. None of those cities will compete with the city of Sacramento. And you're listening to it. You're hearing it from me. This is Money Mike. And we want you to have a wonderful day. And we will see you soon. You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Show. We're going to keep you up to date and current in all sports. We'll make sure you're aware of everything in corporate and enterprise business. And most of all, we'll share with you how to make a little more money as we cover the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. All colleges, and you stay tuned for the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast.